Hey,
Hey, let's go to... We don't need to go in there.
I won't be allowed in, will I? No, I will. Just
I
thinking
won't
around.
find anything else in there.
Just double checking.
Nothing else to see in there.
Everything.
I thought so too. I like
Oh, why did we leave him there?
Because where else are we gonna put him?
I don't know. Stick him in the caboose or something. So we don't have to look at him. We're gonna smell up the joint.
It's cold or something. He's fine.
He's cold.
I've already searched it thoroughly.
We just need a toaster.
Cool.
Why are people just sitting and staring at the wall?
Animating them is very difficult.
Wow.
Well, it's about time, I must say. Here I am with information that will solve your mystery for you, and it's hours before you show up.
That's about right.
You are
I've been
helping
waiting
that
for this.
famous detective, or whatever he is, aren't you?
Yes, madam, I have that honor.
I would think you'd
So
be more
awesome.
on your toes. In America, the police would have arrested the culprit by now on my evidence.
Then let us proceed without delay.
Right? If you want to help, then
May
okay,
I
let's
have
help.
your passport, please?
My passport? What do you want my passport for? I'm the witness,
That's the proper
not the
response,
murderer.
I would think.
What is wrong with you people in this country?
This is Yugoslavia, madam. I am French.
That's what I said.
Your
Okay.
passport.
I
Thank
guess
you.
Europe is one
you are
country.
Caroline Martha Hubbard.
Great neck.
Of Great Neck, is it? Long Island?
That's what it says, doesn't it?
Oh my.
When were you born? Were you not born?
Yeah.
What is that? Like, came out of thin air? Why was it your
Yeah.
birthday on that?
You are traveling to Paris to meet your daughter?
Yes, that I'm supposed to sail for home the day after tomorrow. Though, how can I do that stuck here? I'll never know.
Grow wings.
Did you hear any
Get
sounds
outta
coming from Monsieur Ratchet's room?
Well, earlier I'd asked that Swedish lady, Mrs. Olson, if she had anything for a headache. She's a nurse, you know.
Yes, I know.
What?
Poor
Since
soul.
when?
Looking for my room, she'd open the door to Mr. Ratchet's compartment by mistake. He laughed and said something not very nice, I think. But I couldn't make it out. She said, "Oh, I make a mistake. I ashamed to make a mistake," in that bizarre accent of hers. And he laughed again and said something about her being too old. The idea. My late husband, Mr. Hubbard, and I enjoyed conjugal relations right up to the very end.
Thank you. That's still
Anything else?
Sorry.
After that, I heard snoring. Quite loud, like an airplane engine revving up.
Well,
What color is your dressing gown?
What an odd question. I have two dressing gowns, if you must know. A pink flannel that's kind of cozy on board ship, and a purple silk number that my late husband, Mr. Hubbard, gave me.
Why do you have
What
two?
in creation do you want to know that for?
Someone in a scarlet kimono was seen coming out of either your compartment or Monsieur Ratchet's. It is very difficult to tell sometimes which is which when all the doors are closed.
Well, it wasn't mine.
Then it must have been Monsieur Ratchet's.
That wouldn't surprise me any. I thought I heard a voice in there.
That works.
I would like to fingerprint you.
What do you have there? A typewriter ribbon? You're going to smear ink from that on my fingers?
That was my
I can
intention.
fingerprint your face
How
or
do you
something.
plan to clean that mess off afterwards?
I have something to clean your hands with.
yep.
Cocktail napkins? Good gracious, sweetie. What kind of fleabag investigation are you conducting here anyway?
I appreciate your cooperation.
Seriously, no one likes the napkins. I don't get it.
Let's just leave.
Was it a woman you heard in Monsieur Ratchet's room?
Yes, I think it was.
Did you hear what was said?
Well, I didn't put a glass up to the connecting door and eavesdrop, for heaven's sake. What sort of
We
a
did
person
that.
do you think I am?
Yeah.
When
we
was
did
it
that
you
a
heard
lot.
this voice?
I have no idea. Sometime after the snoring died.
Was it before or after the train stopped?
Yeah.
After the man in my room that you have so far failed to ask me about. I woke up, heard the voice, and that was that.
Tell me about the man you thought was in your room.
At last. No offense intended, sweetie, but you foreigners do just about everything backwards.
The man?
I really didn't have a chance
I
to
was
ask,
in bed.
so.
I woke up. All in the dark it was. And I knew, I tell you, that there was a man in there with me.
In
I can
your
smell.
bed?
In my what? How dare you? No, in my compartment. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I just lay there and thought, mercy, I'm going to be killed by some foreigner. These nasty trains. I just lay there
You're
with
around
my eyes
people.
closed and thought of America.
Hate people.
Somehow I got my wits about me and I felt about with my hand and I felt.
Yes?
The bell button. I pressed it and pressed, but no one came. I thought, mercy, what if they've murdered every single soul on the train?
Left you last.
I went on pressing the bell, and at last, footsteps in the corridor. I dragged on my dressing gown, the pink one. I screamed, come in, and switched on the lights, and would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
So what the heck? What?
Yeah.
Michelle
so
opened your door and
you have
entered.
hallucinations.
Yes, although considering the time it took him to arrive, he must have come by dog sled. He seemed to imagine I dreamt the whole thing. I tell you here and now, I'm not one to imagine things.
So where'd he go?
Michelle searched your compartment.
Yes, even under the chair. Although he said there wasn't room for a man to squeeze himself under there. I asked him to check the connecting door.
Oh, maybe.
Was it bolted?
No, but I knew it had been because I asked the Swedish lady to check it when she brought me the headache powder.
Before Michelle arrived, did either door open and close?
Sweetie, my eyes were squeezed shut tighter than a banker's fist. I didn't see. And with the bell making all that racket, the intruder could have dynamited a hole in the wall, and I wouldn't have heard it.
Do
Well,
you
aren't you
remember the
nice?
Armstrong kidnapping?
Okay.
I'll say I do. How that wretch that did it escaped scot-free, I'll never understand. I'd have liked to get my hands on him.
You
Maybe
could
you did.
have, madam, when the connecting door was unbolted.
You mean Ratchet was the man?
Yes, his real name was Cassetti.
Well, imagine that. Wait till I tell my daughter.
Were you acquainted with the Armstrong family?
Well, they were from New York, too. But no, they moved in a very
I know everyone from
exclusive
New York.
circle. I've always heard
Small
that
town.
Mrs. Armstrong was a perfectly lovely woman and that her husband worshipped her. It was all incredibly sad.
I would like to dust the doorknob of the connecting door for fingerprints.
My, aren't you the little improviser? Be my guest, sweetie. Search the whole place if you'd like. I need a drink.
Oh,
Mrs. Hubbard, wait. You dropped this.
That's not mine.
I thought as it has the initial H on it.
I've got mine right here. See? It's marked CMH, and it's a sensible thing. Not that flimsy, expensive Parisian cambric. What good is a hanky you can't sneeze into?
just explodes. I guess she actually left. Did I actually dust the door for fingerprints?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No.
I won't find anything else in there.
I don't actually
Nothing
need to
else
do
to
anything,
see
do
in
I?
there.
No.
Oh, cool.
Okay, next one.
Yeah, we're just gonna say screw that and cool suggestion, but nah. Number 12.
Okay. I'm gonna check the suitcase.
Cool. I was gonna say I don't think anyone's in here, but that's not a problem.
Nothing to find here.
Oh. There are more
I've
suitcases.
already
Heck! Was there a map up here the whole time?
Oh, just check the label of the suitcase and the tag of it should be
HMK.
okay.
Thank you.
There you
oh,
go.
I see.
That's what you needed.
That was secret.
There's nothing in his.
Well, I opened the door anyway, for good
Okay.
measure. Is the princess in here? Better be.
Nothing else to see in there.
Okay, I went through her stuff.
I'm gonna take a passport
Neat.
and the bracelet.
Oh. Will do. Yeah, I see it. Oh.
The bracelet is worthless, mademoiselle. It is copper only. I bought it outside the train station in Istanbul for my arthritis. Take it if you like.
People still do that.
I'm very sorry, Your Highness. I realize how this must look, but I'm only doing the job assigned me. I promise I'll return it to you, if I can.
Ah, then I expect you would like to interrogate me. I believe that is the correct term.
Pretty much.
If I may,
But of course, I am suspect just as anyone in the Calais coach must be. I am ready for the third degree.
Neato. I don't know how you would stab people, but
Okay.
yeah. Oh,
I
I'll just
have
let you know.
borrowed your passport, Your Highness.
I noticed that as well.
Hi, yes.
Natalia Dragomirov, 17 Avenue Kleber, Paris. You are traveling home from Istanbul, madame?
Yes. I have been staying at the Austrian embassy. My maid is
Is that a
with me,
hotel
as
now?
you saw in the marketplace.
Could you give me a brief account of your movements last evening?
Nothing could be simpler. After dinner, Schmidt, my
I ran a
maid,
marathon.
read to me.
Yeah.
We were interrupted
Simple
by
stuff.
the train stopping to avoid the avalanche. Then she read aloud to me some more, till quite late.
Can you give me an idea of the time?
If I were
Late.
to guess, I would say it was 1:30.
How do people guess
Has your
those things?
maid been with you long?
15 years.
Do you consider her trustworthy?
Absolutely. Her people come from an estate of my late husband in Germany.
Forgive the personal nature of this question, madame, but what is the color of your dressing gown?
My dressing gown. It is of blue satin.
Basically, no one wears red
I
somehow.
regret to tell you that I must take your fingerprints.
Dear me. With typewriting ribbon? Have you something I may clean my hands with afterwards?
I have some paper napkins.
Thank you, mademoiselle.
Oh!
Hey.
Wow! High five. Not after the fingerprint.
No complaints.
You have been in America, I presume, madame?
Many times.
Were you acquainted with a family by the name of Armstrong?
You speak of friends of mine, mademoiselle. Sonia Armstrong
It
was my
works out.
goddaughter.
Oh,
I was
wow.
on terms of friendship with her mother, Linda Arden, one of the greatest tragic actresses in the world. As Lady Macbeth, as Nora in A Doll's House, there was no one to touch her. I was not only an admirer of her art, I was a personal friend.
Neo.
Is Linda Arden dead?
No, she is alive. It is a sort of life. She lives in complete retirement. Her health is very delicate. She must lie on a sofa most of the time.
Mrs. Armstrong had a sister, did she not?
Yes, much younger than Mrs. Armstrong.
And she is alive?
Certainly.
Why do you have to keep asking
Where
that?
is she?
I must ask the reason of these questions. What have they to do with the murder on this train?
Oh,
The
okay,
dead
I have to
man
click
was
that one.
responsible for the kidnapping and death of Mrs. Armstrong's child.
Ah. In my view, then, this murder is an entirely admirable occurrence. You will pardon my slightly biased
Slightly.
point of
Just
view.
slightly.
It is most natural, madame.
You are A-okay.
Where is the younger daughter of Linda Arden, the sister of Mrs. Armstrong?
It is
I've
me.
lost touch with the younger generation. I believe she married an Englishman some years ago, but at the moment I cannot recollect the name. Mademoiselle, you will forgive me, but the one you assist, he who guides the investigation, no one has told me his name.
Why not?
He is Hercule Poirot, madame.
Poirot. Of course. I thought his face was somehow familiar to me. Poirot on this train. It is destiny.
Hmm. In one way or another. Absolutely.
There we go.
I won't find it.
Should be the usual.
I've already.
Sounds good.
This shop's mine.
Colonel Arbuthnot, I do not believe we've been
Weirdo
properly
name.
introduced.
I expect the formalities must be winked out in a case like this, mademoiselle. The attendant told me you are acting on the Frog Detective's behalf.
What?
I am the frog, monsieur. Hercule Poirot is Belgian.
Apologies, no offense meant. Your accent's a bit of mid.
I guess frogs are
Difficult
French?
to pick up.
According to the English?
Okay.
Whatever
May I
works.
have your passport, please?
Of course.
Colonel Francis Gordon Arbuthnot, the Mews, Cheltenham, Royal Northumberland Fusiliers, currently stationed in India.
Yes, on leave.
So it doesn't have a date of birth.
But you're not traveling on the P&O boat? Why not?
Whatever that is.
I stopped in Baghdad with the AOC, who happens to be a good friend of mine.
I guess there's a direct channel from India, which makes sense.
Where did
to
you
England,
meet
but-
Mademoiselle Debenham?
Miss Debenham, what in In Baghdad, if you must know.
It matches up, doesn't
And
it?
your opinion of her?
You can take it from me, she's all right. A puka sahib.
Whatever that is. Thank you.
Can you give me an account of your movements last night?
Yes, I think I can. After dinner, I had a drink in the salon car with young McQueen, the dead man's secretary. Surprisingly knowledgeable about world affairs for an American, even if he had got hold of some tomfool ideas about India. We adjourned to his compartment, let me see, around 2100. That's 9 p.m. You saw us in the Belgrade station courtyard.
Yep.
We stepped out for a bit of fresh air, but with the weather turning foul, that wasn't on.
I will take your fingerprints now.
Okay, I thought you might say
Will
more,
you,
but...
by Jove? Well, get on with it then.
Hurry! Faster the better!
Say, you really have no choice, apparently.
What do you and Monsieur McQueen smoke?
He did.
McQueen doesn't, now that I think of it.
Yeah,
The
he
pipes
said that.
are my weapon of choice.
Okay.
What happened after Belgrade?
Around 2200, that's 10 p.m.
You have to keep
Ratchet's
saying that.
valet came to fetch him for his employer. He went off for a
Not
while.
that clueless.
And what did you do after Monsieur McQueen left you?
I cried.
Well, I went back to the salon car for a nightcap, didn't I? I was heading to my compartment when I ran into McQueen. Went off back to his room again to continue the matter. I put him straight on India. Learned a bit about the American stock market. Bloody fool's game, if you ask me.
About right.
Pardon my... that is to say, my language.
Do not concern yourself.
Yeah, funny phrase.
There, you see? Now I can hear the accent. It comes and goes.
Thanks, I guess.
What time did your discussion of world affairs end?
The conversation was so
After I won?
engrossing, by the time I looked at my watch, it was 1:45. The Queen called the attendant to make up his bed. I came back here.
Did anyone pass Monsieur McQueen's room while you were talking?
A good many people, I should think. I wasn't paying attention. The attendant did at one point, and I think I caught a glimpse of you wandering about.
Let us say during the last hour of your conversation.
Really, I can't.
Colonel, you have the soldier's observation for detail.
Hang on. There was a woman, I think.
Was this woman young or old?
Didn't see her, wasn't looking that way. Just a rustle in a scent.
Oh, okay.
Mademoiselle Debenham?
No, I'd recognize. That is to say,
Oh,
it wasn't.
okay.
No, it
Neat.
was very strong. Fruit or something.
Can you pinpoint the time the woman passed?
Grapes, I guess.
What were you discussing?
Let's see, I was detailing the other washout. Stalin's 5-year plan was turning out. It must have been within the last half hour. More definite than that, I can't say.
Have you ever been in
More
America?
stuff.
Never. Don't want to go.
Cool.
Did you ever know a Colonel Armstrong?
No, don't want to go.
Armstrong. I've known 2 or 3 Armstrongs. Selby
See?
Armstrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine
Like,
Killed on the Somme.
I mean the Colonel Armstrong who married an American
The
woman
important one.
and whose only child was kidnapped and murdered.
Ah, yes. I remember reading about that. Shocking affair. Never actually came across the fellow, but his name came up in the officer's mess, of course. Toby Armstrong. Nice fellow. Everybody liked him. Distinguished career, got the VC, Victoria Cross.
The man who was killed last night was the man responsible for the murder of Colonel Armstrong's child.
Then in my opinion, the swine got what he deserved. Though I would have preferred to see him properly hanged, or electrocuted, or whatever it is they do over there.
You
Tried
weirdos.
by 12 good men and true. Sound system.
No, I guess no. Never mind. You guys are awesome. Frickin' putting lightning through people
yeah.
after a bunch of random guys say yes or no.
Anything you can
Yay,
recall
lightning.
from last night that strikes you as suspicious?
There was one odd thing.
Yes.
As I got back to my compartment, I noticed that the door of the one beyond mine, number 16, it wasn't quite
Great.
closed. The chap inside peered out in a rather furtive sort of way, then quickly pulled the door. Probably nothing in it, but you know what it is. Early hours of the morning, everything very still. The thing had a sinister look, like a detective story.
Ooh.
Thank you, Colonel Arbuthnot.
We're in one of those now.
Not at all. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'll pop along to the salon car.
Don't let me keep you.
You mean to say you intend to stay in my compartment?
Yes.
And search through my belongings?
I'm sorry, but I really must.
I'm just
But
gonna tell you.
I mean, it just isn't. That's bloody irregular. Pardon my French.
We're French and we know that's not French.
I won't do anything about this, but
He'll just...
I won't find anything else in there.
I've already searched
Nothing
these.
else to see in there.
So
Like, why did we mention it? There's nothing in here.
I know.
Okay.
Whatever.
Go.
How do you make up a bed though? The attendants had to make up all the beds. What does that mean?
You got them ready? Yeah, go.
How do you get a bed ready?
I don't
It's a
know.
bed. What's with all this fancy nonsense?
Just get a password.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, the extra salesman. I think yep, because he sells typewriter ribbon.
I've already
Okay, then we go to the next car. So now we have a key. Or we always had a key.
We did always have a key.
the door to the
I guess I
out-
haven't used the key yet. Has that been the problem the whole time? Yep. And now
Oh, slow motion. Using a key.
The
and
key
you
worked.
oh what?
normally do because it was labeled that way.
Good.
Okay, cabin 1. Yes.
Yep. All kinds of extra folks.
Just get a password. Passport, not password.
The password is passport.
Yeah.
I'm very glad that there's kind of all sitting out in the open.
Now you won't need to go anywhere until cabin 11.
Oh, okay. Because I collected a lot of passports.
Yeah. Cabin 11.
Michelle's?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Aw. Whoa! It's a cutscene.
I'll take that key, Mr. Hardman. If you don't give it to me, I can have a couple of the train's staff take it from you.
I'd like to see them try.
I'll fight you.
Would you really?
Ah, sorry.
Thank you. Oh, really? So he was in here the whole frickin' time?
Talk to him.
What were you doing going through Michelle's belongings?
That is weird.
Your job.
You know I am assisting Monsieur Poirot.
We would have done it.
Sure. Begin the interrogation.
I guess we will.
What is your profession?
I'm a salesman. Typewriting ribbons.
Do you always travel first class, Monsieur Hartman?
Sure. The firm pays my traveling expenses.
Lucky you.
Where is your destination?
Paris.
And from there,
New York.
And from
what
there...
can you tell me about the murder?
Face.
Nothing at all.
That is a pity.
Idiot.
What were you doing outside Monsieur Ratchet's window?
Okay, there were footprints there. Man's shoe, but not a large one. Size 7, maybe.
I know
I
shoes.
followed the
gonna
tracks, then
say
it looked
that's
like
very
whoever made them put on some
okay.
snowshoes and headed out over that deep snow near the back of the train.
I would like to take your fingerprints.
I guess it's okay.
Yeah, I'm agreeable now.
Perhaps, Monsieur Hartman, you could tell me why I found a blackjack, or sap as I believe it's called, in your suitcase?
Never heard sap.
How do you
before,
know what it's called?
Crime is a hobby of mine.
Yeah? Well, why don't you try knitting instead? You people are serious about this investigation, aren't you?
but- No,
Of
the dead
course.
guy is just
You
a
have heard
hobby.
of Monsieur Poirot?
Yeah, I have. I think I better come clean, or I could find myself in a lot of hot water here.
Were you
I
not
would
going
advise
to?
you to come clean.
Okay, I don't know anything, like I said.
Oh,
I
okay.
ought to know something. That's what makes me sore. I ought to. My passport's a bit of a bluff. That's who I really am.
Please explain.
I showed up at the appointed time. Ratchet put me wise
What?
to the situation.
The threatening letters.
Yeah, he showed me 2 of them.
Did Monsieur Ratchet seem alarmed by the letters?
Pretended not to be, but he was rattled all right.
I didn't pretend very well.
What instructions did he give you?
I was to travel by the same train he did to Paris and see that nobody got him. That's the thing.
Oh,
I
jeez.
did
Well,
travel
everyone
by the
failed.
same train, and in spite of me, somebody did get him. I feel sore about that. Doesn't look any too good for me.
Gosh, he didn't really have much faith in you since he asked Poirot.
Did he have any idea who the letters were from?
Well, Ratchet described him to me.
What?
Sure. Said he was a small man, dark, with a kind of womanish voice.
Did Monsieur Ratchet not tell you the man's name?
Nope.
Ratchet was Cassetti, the Armstrong murderer.
No kidding. Should have recognized him. I mean, I suppose I saw
could
photos
actually,
of him in the papers and everything. Well, that explains it. Cassetti made a lot of enemies in the American underworld. He often skipped when the heat was on, leaving his partners in crime to face the music. Some
Yep.
assassin finally caught up with him. Say, I've really fallen down on this thing. And with a famous detective like Mr. Poirot on the case, too. This won't do my rep any good with my boss, Mr. McNeil, if it gets back to him.
I'm in the same predicament, Monsieur Hartman, believe me.
Let's work together or
Ah,
something.
well, that's good. I mean, bad for you, but... Say, listen. If we could keep the mess I've made out of this thing between ourselves...
He did die,
I must
though.
tell Monsieur Poirot everything.
Oh, sure. I'll have to swallow my professional pride there, but if we can keep it on this side of the Atlantic, maybe, I'd really appreciate it.
No, I'll call it the
I'll see
few
what I
Americans
can
I
do.
know
I'm
and
like,
tell
we're
them.
telling everyone.
Do you know anyone connected with the Armstrong case who matches the description Monsieur Ratchet gave you?
Well, that's hard to say. They're mostly dead, aren't they?
Yes, Mrs. Armstrong, Colonel Armstrong, the nursemaid who threw herself out a window.
I remember now. The nursemaid was suspected. She killed herself even though she was eventually cleared.
Good stuff.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Snow is very bright. So, yeah, that nursemaid was a foreigner, I think. Maybe she
You
had
know
some
her or
foreign
something?
relations or something. But that wasn't the first time Cassetti had run that kidnapping stunt. I bet there are lots of people had it in for him.
Whatever other kidnappings he did that were more successful, I
Please
guess.
tell me your movements after dinner last night.
I played some cards with that Italian guy at the front on the coach. Then when people started turning in, I went back to my room. Stayed up all night. Had my door a bit ajar so I could keep watch. But nobody could see me. You get it?
I understand
Yeah,
how it
makes
is
more
done.
sense now,
Yes. Could you see the attendant from that position?
Sure. He sits on that little seat right past my room.
Can you describe his movements?
Let's see. He answered a couple of bells after the snow stopped us. Went back into the rear coach for 10 minutes or so. Then there was a bell ringing like mad, and he came running back. I got a bit nervous over that, but it was just that talkative American dame raising hell about something or other. Bit later, he headed off to make somebody's bed up. Then he settled in.
Did you see anyone moving up and down the passage?
Nope.
Is there anyone on the train who can confirm your identity?
My credentials are taped to the bottom of the table in my compartment, along with my real passport.
Oh, great. I
I'm
guess
sure
we'll
you
go
can
back
find
and get
them.
those.
Yes, we will.
Do you smoke, Monsieur Hartman?
Sure. I've got some cigarettes in my room. Come on by this evening after things quiet down. I can be far more entertaining than that house of a woman in your room.
No,
Helps with
thank
my
you.
clothes off.
That will do for now, Monsieur Hartman.
Okay.
Now, fine, I'll look at this
Also,
closet.
check the suitcase.
Ah, there we go.
Pierre Michel's passport and an old photograph.
I will look at the
I'll just
photograph in
borrow
case
both of them.
these potato people that are very helpful. What the heck? Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. What did that say? Emerging fad for treating arthritis.
Love it.
Oh. What? We don't know what that key's for, do we? See? Oh, that doesn't help at all yet.
And if you can, do you have the
Can I come? Yeah?
compare it? I don't know if you actually can or not, but if you have a picture from the princess's locket,
See, I'm sure I do.
as a locket of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem to work.
It doesn't work, but fine.
Can you look at it?
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. And she looked vaguely familiar before. Oh, jeez. Look at the connections.
Yeah. Things.
Ah, gee. Well, where's the stop?
Captain 13.
Okie dokes.
Yeah.
Constantine. It's just the random people. Did I already look at this or not? I did now. Petite.
I won't find anything else in there.
We'll do it next time.
Okay.